all the problems caused by this severe weather tonight, and actually the exact cause. We have exclusive video of a tornado caught on tape. This is near Washington Center in Clinton. It is the Papermill subdivision. Take a look and a listen.
Yes. Dadgummit. This is it. We have been hit by a tornado.
Yes, they have. Amazingly, it looks almost like a hurricane down near Florida. Randy Beach is the person who shot this.
Well, I saw the turbulence. I heard it on the news, and I went up to the second story to film it for my relatives in California. And it didn't look like it was going to totally demolish us, so I kept filming. And I saw the shingles flying, and beyond that, I don't know what happened, but I hear that my neighbors took it pretty hard.
Weather specialist Sandy Thompson joining us now. It's amazing how calm he remained throughout that whole thing.
I know. I bet he wasn't when he was actually filming. Maybe it was the after
You
part.
saw him kind of fall away at one point when the stuff started to hit his house.
Well, that exclusive video, obviously very dramatic and showing again just what the tornadoes typical of Indiana, which are frequently an F0, F1, or F2. I don't know, this could be maybe as much as an F1 here. Again, that's measured by winds and the amount of damage. You can see the debris blowing around here. And one of the things that's important to note here is not only the roof metal coming off, but again, the trees, the debris from all over the neighborhood, and that is one of the things that injures most people. It's not the actual tornado, it's the debris around it, and that's why we ask you to seek shelter in the lowest level. Incredible video, Scott, obviously, again, here at Papermill Bluff subdivision. We do have reports continuing to come in of considerable damage at Concordia Seminary, 2 houses and a number of trees down. We do have reporters on site, and you've been hearing them throughout the evening, and will coming up here at 10 o'clock at Northcrest Shopping Center.
The Townhouse Retirement Center, that's a big mess, along with Dames as well.
Exactly. And I do want to make one note, Scott. I did get a call from an administrator at Miller's Mary Manor. Apparently some media had been telling the public that there was some damage there, and they have a number of people obviously considered in all kinds of calls coming in there. There was not hit there by a tornado. There was no damage at Miller Mary's Manor. We're talking about the townhouse.
Also very important, I think people would need to know they're supposed to stay off the road because of...
Exactly. Let me show you the live Doppler 15. In fact, a lot of you are probably concerned. Are we done? Are we out of the woods? Well, for the moment we are. We have the rain still off to the east of us right now in northwest Ohio at this point. There's nothing immediately in the city except for a little bit of light scattered rain. You can see a little more up around South Bend and Warsaw. Things will be quiet for a while. We do have some spotty showers and some storms in Illinois, but those are a number of hours away. Let me give you some tips about what to do here for the rest of this evening after the storm, and it is after the storm. Watch out for broken glass, downed trees, and power lines. You just saw that exclusive video, Scott, and you saw all the debris flying around. Well, watch for that as you're driving or walking when the light comes out tomorrow. Check on elderly and pets. If you know anyone in any of these areas that we've been talking about, please check on them. Avoid any areas with storm damage. Again, don't drive out tonight and try to take a look. There will be plenty of time tomorrow. Let the law enforcement officers and damage control do their job tonight. And report any storm damage that you may have in your own vicinity or observations to local law enforcement or to the National Weather Service, or you can call us here at News Channel 15 and we'll pass those messages along.
And speaking of taking a look, we'll see that video again later on tonight at 10 o'clock during Nightcast, and also some very amazing video we just got back from Northcrest Shopping Center. Cars on top of other cars. It's just a big mess.
This has been a very dramatic night, one of the worst storms that I can remember here in Northeast Indiana, and the damage is
but
amazing.
The good news, so far no reports of any injuries.
Exactly, and that is good news. And of course, Michael Smith will be here with a complete weather report for the rest of the weekend. We'll find out if we're out of the woods for tomorrow.
And we'll have several live reports coming up at Nightcast. For now, we return you to your regular programming.
WANE TV, CBS Fort Wayne. This is News Channel 15 Nightcast. Coverage you can count on.
This is exclusive video of a tornado touching down in Allen County just hours ago. This is part of the cause of tonight's massive headache. Take a look and more of a listen. All this at Papermill Bluffs in Allen County, a subdivision right across the street from the Townhouse Retirement Center. That exclusive video shows the actual destruction as it happened. Good evening, everybody. I'm Scott Klein. Now, to see what the exact destruction was caused by that twister and how much it's done right here in Fort Wayne, we'll go live to Mark Mellinger, who's at St. Joe Center Road. Mark.
Yeah, Scott, that video that you just led with off the top of the newscast, absolutely amazing. So you can probably understand how damage like this gets to be here. This used to be part of an office park here on the north side of town. As you can see now, a good part of that office park has been reduced to rubble. And that's not the only thing here on Fort Wayne's north side. The tornado hit the Townhouse Retirement Center, as you can see there, and it wasn't just the building that was damaged. There were trees and debris all over the place. Also, a good part of the roof of the Townhouse Retirement Center was taken off as well. The good news, no major injuries. 3 people were slightly hurt. One of those people did have to be taken to the hospital, and they have evacuated the place for the night. Between 80 and 100 residents. Let's hear from some people who were there.
I was in my kitchen window and I seen the wind just blowing, and I thought it was a bad thunderstorm. And then when I looked outside again, I seen my tree down, and then I seen people running everywhere, and that's when I came out and seen this. It's just bad.
What do you think when you see this?
This is my first time I've ever been in a tornado, and hopefully this be the last. My ears got plugged up and I could not hear anything. But I was real close. It came real close to my house.
Everything just went by so fast. The wind was everywhere. It was crazy. The roof got ripped off of the main section of the high-rise apartments, and it's just crazy, pretty much.
My car was right here, and it flew all the way over here, almost across the street. So I'm not too happy about it, but that's all right.
Okay, I was downstairs at the time. We were evacuated from the 3rd floor. I was visiting friends here from Fort Wayne, from Indianapolis, and there was just a big gust of wind downstairs. The door shut, and all the dust flew around, and there was a lot of damage in the lobby.
Again, the amazing part of this, no one seriously hurt. By the way, they are evacuating residents of Townhouse to the Coliseum here in Fort Wayne. So if you have a relative who lives at the Townhouse, that's where to go. We have somebody who is concerned about all this with me right now. Her name is Kay Chapman, and you say that while nobody at Townhouse has been seriously hurt, they are looking for a Townhouse volunteer who's lost in all this mess, right?
Ruth Ellen, one of the volunteers at Townhouse and approximately 15 to 20 other places in town. We can't find her. We play cards with her. We can't locate her. We're looking for her. If anybody knows where she is, could they call the station? We were located in the tornado earlier today, and we'd like to find her and make sure she's safe.
And her home was damaged somewhat from what I understand.
Yes, it was. We've got windows out. We're going to patch them tomorrow in the morning when they'll let us. And we just want to make sure she's safe.
Absolutely. Kay Chapman voicing her concerns tonight. A lot of people with concerns on what has been a very stormy evening in Allen County and all of northeast Indiana. Scott?
Okay, Mark Mellinger live from St. Joe Center Road. We will check back in with him later in the newscast. Well, as you can see, it's been a very wild ride, and now it looks like the storm is to the east. Here's weather specialist Sandy Thompson in the Doppler Weather Center. Sandy.
Well, obviously, Scott, and as you heard from Mark also, this has been a very devastating evening for much of northeast Indiana. Let me show you some locations where we do have additional reports of storm damage that have come into the News Channel 15 Weather Center. We continue to hear reports of damage to houses at Concordia Seminary and several trees down. We have a photographer there now. Papermill subdivision, you just heard from Mark talking about that. I talked with Brian Duff at the Fort Wayne Fire Department. He said there are 2 homes totally destroyed there. And and the National Weather Service says that it was most likely an F1 tornado that touched down in Papermill. Also, we've had reports of large trees falling on cars on 3rd Street. There are spotty power outages here in the city of Fort Wayne. In addition to that, we've had touchdown tornado reports again at Northcrest Shopping Center, the Townhouse Retirement Center. And I want to remind you once again, if you have relatives from the Townhouse Retirement Center, you need to go to the Coliseum if you do want to see them. And a touchdown at Coliseum and State, no reports of damage there. Well, throughout the evening, again, we hear reports of large trees down, power lines down, barn roof damaged, that in Wabash County. And here's what we do have again from Wabash County. 1-inch hail, 1-foot trees snapped above the ground. We have shed damage that was actually moved, and certainly it has been a very serious night in Wabash County. I do want to remind you of some tips about storm damage reporting. You just heard the woman with Mark saying that they've not been able to locate someone that's close to them. So make sure that if there's a watch issued, that you know that we do have the possibility around the area of some disastrous weather conditions like we did tonight. And after the storm, like tonight, watch out for broken glass, down trees, and power lines. Check on the elderly and pets. Make sure that they are okay. And if you find any additional damage, do report it to the National Weather Service, to your law enforcement agency, or right here at News Channel 15. Also, I just talked with the National Weather Service saying that this is probably the same storm that started in Cass County, moved through Wabash and Huntington, starting as an F0 at 69 and 24 and an F1 as it hit Northcrest and hit Papermill. We take you now to Michael Smith. Michael, what's the situation at this time?
Very quickly, Sandy, these storms started to pop up right around 4 p.m. Things are much quieter now. Let's head right on over to our live Doppler 15 on the 100-mile sweep. Nothing in the area other than just a few scattered rain showers. How long will this calm weather last, and what about the rest of the weekend? Scott will have a look at that coming up later in full weather.
Okay, Michael and Sandy, thank you very much. You just heard from Mark Mellinger a few minutes ago, who reported from the Townhouse Retirement Center. Now we go live to another area hit very hard by the tornadoes. Angelica St. John is at Northcrest Shopping Center. Angelica.
That's right, Scott. Here at Northcrest Shopping Center, the tornado leveled some heavy damage. In fact, some of it's right directly behind me, the Kohl's store. You can see the crews are still working on the structure. Some high winds hit that, and it has made that structure unsound, so people are working on that tonight. Now, also earlier, dozens of cars were thrown across this lot, and we even have some video to show you right after that happened. You can see that they say 15 to 20 cars were twisted and turned across this parking lot by that twister, and they landed on their tops. Many others had the windows blown out of them. There were only minor injuries from debris that was flying, and there was a small dog that was killed, but no human injuries, or no serious injuries to speak of. Now, also, many say they came face to face with this tornado. Here's what they had to say.
We looked up in the sky and just seen it come across, and just looked like a big white rope hanging from the sky. We really didn't know it did this much damage until we came over this way.
There are also some power lines down northeast of here, and a major development has been damaged. It's the Papermill Bluffs edition. Some officials say more than 50 homes have been damaged there. There are roofs off the homes, and also the roof on Damon's is off tonight. So there are a lot of things that have to be cleaned up, and crews are working on that right now. Back to you, Scott.
Okay, Angelica St. John, thank you very much.